Hey, can I give you another one? Can I give you another a shout out? That's just that nobody at home, well, very few people at home would even don't even recognize his name. Deion Bush. Deion Bush got the interception. Deion Bush got the interception in the end zone. And I love the people. I've been fortunate to work with some great people in my career. Just a blessing to work with tons and tons of great people. And last week, I sent my friend, Amina Smith, who works at NBC Sports Boston, went to the University of Miami, where she met her husband, Deion Bush. And I sent her a text last week. I said, I think because he came into the game, early in the game, Jim Nantz, Deion Bush in. I said, oh, shout out. I sent her a text, said, he's about to get an interception. He's going to get an interception. She said, I hope so. Didn't happen. They win the game. Yesterday, Deion Bush in the game, gets an interception. So good for him, good for the family. I mean, this is a guy who has been grinding his whole career. As I said, went to Miami, spent a lot of time with the Bears playing in dime packages and nickel packages on special teams. Gets into the game yesterday because of an injury for the second week in a row and comes up big with a play that pretty much ended Baltimore's season. So I'm happy for Amina and happy for Deion.
No, that's good stuff. And I'm actually again, the Chiefs are a good story. I'm not bored by them. I hope people aren't bored by them, because I'm big on reinvention and evolution. And when somebody,
they're not bored. They just want to see him go down. They just want to see him go down, and this is what happens. It's probably not going to happen. I know we don't have to do this. We don't have to do this yet. I just think it's not going to happen on February 11th.
Okay.
They will lose. They do bleed. They are human. But they're not going to lose on February. I think it's funny that they're already installed as underdogs. Why? Why? Why are they underdogs? All the things you just said about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs,
listen, dude,
the things I said.
They were, listen, I don't know. San Francisco has been the better team this season. But after Patrick Mahomes, they don't even count as an underdog. See, you bitching about 1 point.
No.
It
wasn't.
That's not.
The initial, that's the latest.
It opened
because
at 2.5?
the initial was 2.5.
Well, okay.
It was 2.5.
Just like you told me that I don't have to do this now. We don't have to get up in arms about the odds, because they're going to move in the next. They're going to move.
They'll move. We don't have to do it.
It opened at 2.5, and what changed? What changed? Now it's 1. I don't understand how they do this. I'll leave this to you, Mr. My Bet Your Money.
The bettors.
Okay, fine. There you go.
Bettors got in there because they
right. So it's got nothing to do with the team. And when I say what changed, I'm not talking about what moves the line. I'm saying the makeup of these teams have not changed in 12 hours. So this is a completely subjective guessing game exercise. There may be some science to it, but the makeup of these teams and what these teams have done to get to this point has not changed in the last 12 hours. Okay? So what I'm getting.
Well, just real quick, when you said, and I like your point about the system. When you talk about system quarterbacks, and you mention everybody. You don't just mention the quarterback, but coordinators, supporting cast, ownership.
System means organization to me.
Well, using that standard, do you still think San Francisco is a better team than Kansas City? Because I don't. I'm with you on, even though it's 1, 2.5, who cares? I'm with you on how do you bet at this point? How do you bet against the Kansas City Chiefs? I understand betting against them even coming into these playoffs based on the regular season they had. San Francisco had a better regular season. They were the better team in the totality of this season. But after Patrick Mahomes just did what he never had to do before, and some wondered whether he could do, or the Chiefs did what they haven't done under Patrick Mahomes before, and some wondered whether they could do it, which was go on the road, and not just go on the road and beat anybody, but go on the road to Buffalo and Baltimore. Buffalo and Baltimore. In keeping with the Chiefs comparison, the Patriots comparison, it's shades of the 2003 Patriots that went through both league MVPs
en route to the Super Bowl when they had to be delayed Steve McNair and Peyton Manning en route to the Super Bowl in 2003. Going into Josh Allen's house and then going into Lamar Jackson's house, that was the best team in the league this year. And emerging victorious, I'm with you. I do not disagree that it is disrespectful, if you want to use that word. It is disrespectful to have the defending Super Bowl champions, after the road they took in these playoffs as underdogs, against a team. Now, this one other, since we talk about pet peeves, you're allowed to call this one a rematch. Even though it's a different quarterback in San Francisco, right, and they have different players in different spots, and it's obviously a different defense in Kansas City, you're allowed to call this a rematch because it's only 4 years ago. Don't do the whole. Well, yeah, it is a long time, but it doesn't annoy me the way that a rematch of Super Bowl II would.
Your colleague,
and that happens way too much. We've talked about this. If it would have been Bengals 49ers, it would have been a rematch of Super Bowl 23 or Super Bowl 16. You know how that goes. That's all. So I'm okay with it. Point is, they didn't play that long ago when your boy Kyle Shanahan blew a 10-point lead.
Okay, but,
which you like to remind me of.
But still.
So I agree with you that the Chiefs deserve to be favored, given their body of work, given the Patrick Mahomes of it all. He's still the best player in the league. I agree that they should be favored. I'm with you. That is disrespectful to install them as underdogs. Your original point.
Your Amazon colleague, Richard Sherman, played in that game. That's how long ago that game was. Richard Sherman played in the game. Christian McCaffrey did not play in that game for San Francisco. I mean, but I'm saying it's just like that.
No, it's different.
But it's just like
it's different. But the overall, the DNA of these teams is similar enough to where I will allow it to be referred to as a rematch. Is it a literal rematch? No, a literal rematch would be if they played earlier this season. So I'm not saying they're the exact same. I'm saying I'll allow it. This was just an opportunity to be on my soapbox when it comes to rematch of Super Bowl such and such.
Rematches.
When they played a generation ago. That's all. That was just a quick.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.